Hi everyone, welcome to the official AMA with Kelly and Kane from BLING EMPIRE. I'm Zoe from Subtleasiantraits.
Hi guys, I'm Kelly. I'm so happy to be here.
Kane, I'm super happy to be here.
How did you guys get to be on BLING EMPIRE?
I'm a scripted producer, so I produce scripted television and films. 2013 at the time I was doing talent management, and then I was, that's when Nina Jacobson, the executive producer for Hunger Game, bought the rights to this little book called Crazy Rich Asians. So when I read the book, I was like, oh my God, these are like fictional characters, my friends. So start putting the project together. Kane and I are really good friends, and I was really grateful to get him on and get his family's blessing to be on the show. And Kane brought a lot of other amazing people in our lives, in our circle.
When we had a meeting, we're like, okay, this feels right, this feels good. We have a good premise, we have a good story, and we're all amazing people. I won't say we're all amazing. I was gonna say I'm amazing. But everyone's
well, you
so
are
amazing. No, I don't want. But I'm just saying, everyone on the cast is so amazing. I was like, oh my God, I think we have something here. And and then we started pitching it to the networks. And obviously, we went with Netflix because it was global. We had the global reach. And also they wanted a show with like substance, not just a show that everyone's just drunk and partying all the time.
Not Jersey Shore.
Not Jersey Shore kind of, look. So, it just felt right with a company like Netflix, and I'm so happy to have them as partners. Yeah,
we're very grateful to be one of the first unscripted Asian casts in reality space. But we obviously have to thank Crazy Rich Asians, with a thing Fresh Off the Boat, Kim's Convenience Store to kind of pave the way for us, and hopefully with BLING EMPIRE and adding another genre in reality, that we can pave the way for other future shows for Asian representation. Yeah.
So I've definitely seen you guys active on social media, promoting the Stop Asian Hate campaigns. Could you guys tell me a little bit more about that, or some other ventures that you're doing to really uplift the Asian community?
As far as Me Entertainment goes, well, let's first of all with the Asian Hate campaign. It's been completely heartbreaking on everything that's been going on. It's so bad. We're doing the best we can. I partnered with the Hate is a Virus and launched a fund called Community Action Fund. So we're raising $1 million to help local as well as national organizations. I matched the first $25,000 personally just to help start the fund, because for us it's all about the more funding we have, the more resource we have, the more we can help, right? Because it's something that's not going to change overnight. It's really great right now that mass media is covering for the first time. It was never covered before. And then as far as other Asian representation goes, because I'm in media and entertainment, for me my role is really just to hopefully create more jobs for Asian talents, not just in front of cameras but as well as behind the camera.
I need 25,000. Can you match that? I need to go shopping later, so that'll be great. No, but sorry, just my way of showing that combating such racism is also to just raise awareness by kind of helping the community and showing that Asian people are like pillars of society. They're the ones giving your vaccines. They're the one working in a hospital. They're the one providing food for you. And Asians has always been part of America. So I did a surprise for 80 healthcare workers in Kaiser Permanente, and Kelly was there, and so some of the other cast members as well. And I just wanted to highlight, look, these healthcare workers are predominantly Asian. So I think through that, people will kind of see that, they're part of society and they're crucial to society. So does every race as well. And I've never pinpointed a race because I feel that's pointless as well.
What's your bubble tea order? Of course, it does a lot of things, but one of the biggest iconographies in the group is bubble tea.
For me, I still like just the traditional bubble tea, and then I like having the bubble. I like the different jelly. I love grass jelly. Grass jelly, is that herbal thing? I love that.
Brown sugar.
Brown sugar bubble. Yep.
My favorite.
And they have the cheese foam one out.
Oh my God.
You guys are really going all out. I get sick after eating anything with too much sugar. What would you guys want to say about the representation of non-rich Asians, such as Asian immigrants, Asians that come from poverty, not educated Asians, or how can you use your platforms to amplify and debunk the model minority, a stereotype that affects all of us?
Yeah, absolutely. With BLING EMPIRE, there's just no way for us to represent all groups of Asian, right? Because for us, it's such a big community. So we try to touch base on as much as we can season 1, and hopefully with season 2, season 3, and hopefully we get many future seasons, we can expand on it more and tell more about it. Because I'm very vocal about during my interviews and during press about my immigrant story. When I first moved to the U.S., with my mom when I was 10 years old. My mom worked for anti-cancer research at UIC, and at that time also, like, we're from mainland China. Mainland China, there's not really generational wealth like it was in other countries. And the first apartment we got was $250 a month. We had like, to this day I'm terrified of rats, because there was like rats in our walls I was living. So like I've lived through that, and I've lived through the struggle, and I've been up and down. So I'm very vocal about getting bullied in school and not knowing the language. And one of the things we can do personally is being vulnerable and being vocal, talking about our experiences, our personal experiences into the mass media, as well as for the show. Hopefully, future seasons we can expand more on different culture and different more of the. Just because the Asian culture, there's so much to cover.
My grandparents came from communist China with nothing. They were super poor. They came on a boat. That took them a few months at that time, on a wooden boat, and some people died on those boats. And they escaped communist China from Futian, and they came with nothing in their pockets. And my father and my uncles, they built the company from ground up. So I was always raised with the mentality that it's not. We're not rich, and we have always to be grateful. And we have this painting in our house called 感恩, which means grateful in Chinese, in my house in Singapore. And my parents raised me very differently to all the other kids I was brought up with. We obviously, he provided the best of education and experiences, but in terms of like material things, he was like, I would always provide you for the bare necessities and good stuff, traveling, safety, but I would not give you luxurious material stuff. That's something that you have to make on your own and your decision. And my parents, I went to the best schools, and my dad would drop me at the bus stop, like public bus stop, and basically say like, take the bus to school. And at that time I was like, we have money, like, hello, but it was a bit frustrating at that time. But like if he didn't teach me that, didn't instill that mentality in me, I wouldn't have become like entrepreneur and like just do business and just going to business ventures and stuff. I have found so much independence right now, so I'm really grateful that he instilled that. So most rich people came from nothing. It's just how they got there. And also I think the most important thing is to just be grateful and always remember and give back to society as well.
You guys, even though you're way more successful than I am, and it just seems like we all still have that same mentality from our parents, that teaching us that hard work is what's really going to keep pushing us forward. And that kind of thing does resonate within the Asian community, especially throughout SAT. Are there any foods that you miss back in your home countries, Asian foods, that you guys miss that you can't get in America?
My favorite thing is in Kunming, there is this, it's called single potted noodles, like 小锅米线. So my mom makes it for me every time I go back to Chicago. There's a couple of restaurants actually in San Gabriel Valley here that has it.
Singapore is hot pot of like just multicultural like food and stuff. So there's like Indian food, Malay food, Cantonese food, all sorts of food. So like I definitely missed a lot of my, food back home. So, yeah.
Kind of going back to the show, your personas on the show may be a little bit different from your personas in real life. Is there something about you that you'd wish people would know more about?
I filmed a lot of my work stuff, my office, and also with my partners, with my staff. But I think like all my storyline was overshadowed by, my relationship was like the only storyline I really had. So for me, I wish they show a little bit more about my work and what I do, just because it's such a big part of my life, and I'm so passionate about, my job.
I'm really hardworking, so when I think that, I would love to kind of highlight that. Like I'm in a meeting, I'm like completely different. I don't laugh, I don't smile, but I'm really serious about my work, and I hope that people see that as well, and not just this crazy like person on TV. But
we do have one more question that I think would be a really good one to end this AMA on. So Mai asks, to what extent do you think money and wealth associate with happiness and success?
I don't think money equals success. I think for me, happiness is the highest level of success. I do think, money gives you stability and money gives you options, but at the end of the day, money cannot buy you happiness.
It's important to have external wealth, because external wealth, you can do a lot of things with it. You can help the society with it. You can have a feeling of independence. But I think inner wealth is just as important. as well. I think it's a luxury for me to just wake up and do nothing.
Freedom.
Freedom, basically.
Freedom,
You're not
really,
trapped by all these material things. So I think that's the biggest. Sometimes I just wake up in the morning. I'm like, I don't have to do anything today. I'm like, that is luxury to me, and that's wealth. So yeah, I would just advise people just whatever makes you happy.
All right. Well, thank you both for being such amazing guests on our first ever live AMA.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having us. We had so much fun.
See you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.